Yeah.
So I was just make a joke out of everything.
Like Theresa May crying.
She
And
wept.
us laughing. She wept.
She wept. I looked at her and I just.
You know what? Part of me, yeah, the human side of me was like, oh, she's showing some humanity, blah blah blah. But then I'm just like, wait. Where were your tears, yeah, when Grenfell happened? Where were your tears when people were getting shipped back to like to Jamaica and stuff like that? Where were the tears?
No.
When it came to your career, that's when you shed a tear.
It's just the height of selfishness.
Yeah.
And self-absorption, that the only time she really felt emotion was when she was leaving a position of power.
Yeah.
In pretty much disgrace.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, she's probably going down history as one of the worst prime ministers, if
Yeah.
not the worst.
Yeah.
In the history of the UK.
Yeah.
And that's the only time she cried, was when she was when she knew the reality of leaving.
Mm-hmm.
She actually saw it. I'm actually leaving now. She probably never felt she was going to leave before. When she said, "Oh yeah, if we get this deal through, I'll leave." She probably thought, if that's what I got to do. But then that reality, it hit her. I'm actually going to leave now.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh really? What did she say that made her weep? Like, I did my best for the country, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
She never wept when people talked about Grenfell, even to this day.
To this day.
To this day. That Deontay Wilder voice, like, people are still feeling the effects of it.
Yeah.
Because of the government's negligence.
Mm-hmm.
The Windrush scandal. All those go home vans. When she was like, was it Foreign Secretary?
Yeah. Well, it was a hostile environment.
Yeah.
Thing.
Almost all of these things are almost entirely her fault.
Yeah.
Or she played a part in it. All of these things, she was like, "Oh no, cool." When they mentioned it, she's like, just that nonchalant, don't really care attitude.
Yeah.
And then people are expected to feel sorry for her because she cried that she's leaving her position of power. And she's good. She'll never have to worry about making ends meet again. I can't.
Yes.
I can't feel. I'd rather feel sorry for the people that are victims of her policies.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. What did she actually do? What did she achieve? As a prime minister, what did she do? I don't actually know what she did.
Probably made race relations worse, if anything. I mean, the whole it's even more polarized than before.
Let's have a look at what she actually
because she even made things. She actually made things worse. As mad as it is, like, how can you make things worse? She actually did, because now we're in a much worse position, and the possibility of the candidates that could actually now take over 10 Downing Street, like guys like Boris Johnson.
Oh my God. It's like having flipping Peter Griffin as your president.
Bro, how does a guy who lost £40 million of public money even still have the possibility of being the next prime minister? If I work in a company and I've lost so much, when you think about it, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I'm in a company and I've lost millions upon millions of pounds, I've destroyed my reputation. Imagine I'll always be that guy. Oh, Elijah Negbanel, the man who lost 40 million of this company's money.
Yeah.
I'll never probably get a top position again. And this guy is still...
How is he... But he's one of the people that got us in this situation.
Yeah.
He was one of the Brexiteers saying, like, we need to leave, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He got us in this messed up situation. And then pissed off. So, like... It doesn't... It's quite frustrating and annoying knowing that this is we have to choose from a bunch of useless
twats.
Yeah.
And even the things that he wrote.
Yeah.
Like, I saw you, bro. Have you got on your phone?
I saw a video of this guy basically sticking it on him. This news anchor sticking it on him, saying like all the stuff that he said in the past, and the fact that he was gonna,
like, his history of racist comments.
Yeah.
Let's just run through some of them, like, real quick. One's probably one of the more famous ones. Muslim woman letterbox jab.
Yeah.
In an August 2018 column for the Daily Telegraph, Johnson wrote that woman who wore the niqab, you know, when they got the full veil, the covering for Muslim women, looked like letterboxes and bank robbers. He suggested that it was absolutely ridiculous that people should wear the oppressive religious headgear. His comments infuriated other Tories and led Labour MP David Lammy to accuse him of fanning the flames of Islamophobia to propel his grubby electoral ambitions. He's done that. Oh, this one, mate. When I read that, I was like, rah, boy. Pickaninnies and watermelon smiles. In another Telegraph column, this one written in 2002, Johnson used two racial slurs to refer to African people. Tony Blair would love touring the continent, he wrote, because he'll be greeted by cheering crowds of flag-waving pickaninnies, a racist term for a dark-skinned African child, and the tribal warriors will all break out in watermelon smiles to see the big white chief. He said he apologised 6 years later during the London mayoral contest.
A whole 6 years later.
Though he claimed his words had been taken out of context.
I don't understand how you say something racist, like blatantly racist like that. You're saying it's taken out of context. How much in context can it be?
It's mad, you know. Like when you think about it, 10 years ago, like you do this, that's the end of your political career. But here, and people still, you know why? Because people agree with it. They're happy with that sort of rhetoric.
They're fine with it.
Look at this another one I hate, Park Ken and Obama. After Barack Obama intervened in Britain's EU debate, Johnson suggested that then US president had an ancestral dislike of the British Empire because he was part Kenyan.
Wow.
Bro, there's so many. Jesus Christ. Another one, discussing party politics, he said in 2006, for 10 years, we in the Tory party have become used to Papua New Guinea style orgies of cannibalism and chief killing, and so it is a happy amazement that we watch as the madness engulfs the Labour Party. Bro, I'm like, oh mate, oh god, what is this, bro? What? This comes from one man, you know. This other guy said, consider Uganda, pearl of Africa, as an example of the British record. The British planted coffee and cotton and tobacco, and they were broadly right. If left to their own devices, the natives would rely on nothing but the instant carbohydrate gratification of the plantain. The best fate for Africa would be if the old colonial powers or their citizens scrambled once again in her direction, on the understanding that this time they will not be asked to feel guilty. He's basically advocating for the colonialism of Africa, saying it's probably the best thing to happen to Uganda.
Wow.
Mad.
And people still vote for it.
Because they agree.
Yeah.
And that brings the question, like we talked about before recording, is Britain just really racist? Racist at its core?
Yes. I mean, like we live in London, so people are generally like more open to other cultures and stuff. But this, I keep saying this over and over again. That's the point. The whole, just look at Brexit and you know what your answer is. Like, people would like to talk to me and say, look, oh, Brexit wasn't about racism. I'm like, are you sure? Because like the amount of people that were talking about getting, I'd say Brexit was about getting rid of brown and black people when Brexit wasn't. They voted to get rid of people of colour when it wasn't about people of colour.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and you can see the results from how when Brexit happened, how crimes,
the rate of hate crimes,
the rate of hate crimes went up. Muslims were getting abused and stuff like that. A politician got killed.
Yeah.
Remember? And she was white. And was because of her support of people of colour. So it's like, I think at its core, yes, because it's like the British Empire, they've colonised a lot of like other countries and of people of colour anyway. So you can't basically you can't forget the history.
Yeah.
You can't. And you can see the treatment of people today as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen in America where everything is overt. Yeah. But here, just look at the workplace, even in London, the standard way that people of colour are treated in the workplace in general. So I would say in general, yes. And British people will not be happy to hear that because racists never want to admit that they're racist. A thief would never admit that they're a thief.
Yeah, a liar will never admit that he a perpetual.
A liar will
never
admit that they're a liar.
Yeah.
So a racist is never going to admit they're a racist. So like, we're pissed, isn't it?
Yeah. 2 years ago, I would have disagreed. I said, no, probably not racist now. Nah. You remember when I was, I don't know, like when the whole Brexit was all happening, and I was arguing. I was probably not about immigration and race. I just feel so stupid. Bro, it 100% is, man.
That was their main argument.
The majority of people that voted Brexit voted it because they thought that the immigrants were the source of their problems. That cannot be denied now. It can't be denied. Look at the rhetoric that they still say, or talking about control of our borders, talking about reducing the amount of immigration coming into the UK, and people will still bang on that drum like, yeah, we want our country back. We're tired of these people coming to our country, and mostly, you know, it's Muslims, it's Eastern Europeans, it's people from other parts of Europe saying, oh, they're coming into our country, they're taking our jobs, they're reducing our quality of life and well-being, all of that stuff, bro. All of that's the rhetoric, man. You see from all the talk. Remember guys at Nigel Farage said that they would feel uncomfortable if a Romanian was to move next to move next to their house. They would feel uncomfortable. That's what he said. So it just kind of implies that, oh, these people are up to no good. They're coming in here causing trouble, increasing all of that stuff. All of that. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, and we just, mate, I don't know, like, it kind of feels shameful to say it's to call yourself a Brit.
So when you see, like, let's say someone does something really racist, and it's on Twitter, for example, and someone's talking about it, just look at the comments on that Twitter post about this person saying or doing something very racist, and like outright racist. Let's say, saying, oh, nigger in a woodpile. That person is still working.
Yeah.
She used the word nigger in a woodpile, and nothing happened.
Well, bruv, look at Donald Trump. Look at the amount of bullshit he's done. Can you ever think of another guy that, ever since this whole Trump thing happened, people can just go about saying the most racist, vile stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear politicians saying, oh yeah, we're gonna send Obama back to Africa. You can hear guys saying, oh, Donald Trump, when he said there are good people on both sides, when he was referring to the right, the protests that happened, the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists, and then one of them killed an one of the anti-protesters, he killed them, and he said there's good people on both sides. You know, him allegedly saying, people in Africa come from shithole country. Bruv, all of that, and you still hear people, not even white, they're even worse, black people, bruv, saying stop supporting Trump.